Welcome back to Nedrock Podcast, episode 111. That is 111. And
only 555 left to 666.
Okay, yeah. As you heard, we got Zombie with us
Ew.
here again. Brain fart. Excuse me. Like we said on the Christmas episode, we were recording this back to back with that one. And the movie we're gonna talk about is The Millennium Bug from 2011. And I guess we just jump straight into the trailer on this one, because since we are recording this back to back with the Christmas episode, we don't really have any recently seen or anything like that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I think so at least. But yeah, here is the trailer for The Millennium Bug.
So, Joni, would you have still married my dad if you knew you were spending your honeymoon in a ghost town?
It's gonna be great. Yeah, no people, no technology. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
It's gonna be a good year.
Good night.
They have Carissa. They're putting a dress on her. A wedding dress. Let my daughter go.
What's happening?
What is that?
We've got to get out of here.
It's here.
Real horrible thing, huh? Being eaten alive.
When a Haskin family seeks refuge from the Y2K hysteria in the isolated forests of the Sierra Diablos Mountains, madness and terror find them there. Abducted by a vicious hillbilly clan, the Haskins fight for survival, but neither they nor the hillbilly Crawfords can comprehend the monstrous nightmare about to erupt from the bowels of the earth. Okay, first off, I just want to apologize to Zombie for making him sit down and watch this movie, if you can call it that. It was me who found this one. I can't remember how I found it. I think it was like on some Millennium horror... New Year's horror movie list on IMDb or something, and the cover art looked really cool. So I was like,
it is really deceptive.
Yeah, so I was like, we need to cover that one this year.
Yeah,
and I didn't read up anything about the film really. The only thing I knew about it was that it's about some sort of monster bug thing.
Yeah.
And oh boy. This movie is fucking terrible. I watched this last night, and
Same.
through most of it, I was just sitting there thinking, what the fuck am I watching, and why am I watching it?
I see we share the same mind.
Yeah, the acting is... Overall, I thought the acting was somewhat decent. It was better than I expected from it.
Yeah.
But it's not very good. The locations in the film, everything looks like it's an indoor set.
Yeah. Like,
And-
it reminds me
and-
of, like, the indoor sets you use for, like, children's shows.
Yeah. And there were tons of green screens as well.
Oh, yeah.
And
Something I want to mention is that the movie didn't use any CGI at all.
yes,
And that I think might contribute to why there is so much heavy green screening.
yeah,
on.
but I mean, if it's a
It's not
movie
good
from
green screen.
if it's a movie from, like, say, the 50s, green screens are all right in my book.
Yeah.
But I mean, they could have gone to, they could have filmed the movie on location somewhere.
Yeah,
Because all of the sets looks like indoor sets. I mean, the trees look like they are made out of plastic. And there's a scene
Most likely
where
are.
there's basically an earthquake because of this bug, this monster, and the trees are shaking, and you can tell that they are plastic.
Because they are not moving at all. They're not swaying.
No.
they are not-
In the particular scene, I'm thinking about that they are swaying, and it looks very plasticky.
Ah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
the whole fucking plot with the hillbillies, I was like, when I was watching the film, I was thinking to myself, why is this in the film? Are they trying to rip off the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or The Hills Have Eyes, or Wrong Turn, or what the fuck are they doing? And
yeah, it just felt so out there with the rest of the movie.
I mean, it didn't fit the overall plot with the bug. I mean,
And the worst part is that it was such a big part of the movie, despite not fitting the plot.
I think it took like 50 minutes before you start to see the titular monster in the film.
Yeah.
And I mean, the monster design is really fucking cool, and I really like the monster in itself.
Yeah, for something that was not CGI'd, the monster was very impressive.
Yes, it was. It was really impressive.
It's such a shame that it is chained to this movie, but it was very cool.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem. It's in this film.
This movie has very big potential to reach greatness if it just had better writing, acting, and just a stronger plot.
I mean, they could have gone with a plot about this group of teenagers who goes out into the woods or up into the mountains, and they do it because they want to get away from the Y2K hysteria, and then they start to get picked off one by one by this monster. Or they start to get chased around the woods by this monster. That would have worked. And if they have filmed the movie on location in the woods or up the mountains or whatever the fuck, it would have worked. But instead, they go with this convoluted fucking plot about these hillbillies who are basically ripped straight out of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3.
And like, it feels like if you really want the hillbillies to stay in the movie. You can make them a smaller side plot to have a second looming threat as to why they can't just run away from this bug once it shows up.
To be honest, I thought the hillbillies wasn't necessary whatsoever in the plot.
It wasn't, but it feels like if you are so in love with having them in the movie, like not you, but the creators, you can just have them as a very small thing. For example, you can use them as a plot point of having the teenagers blame them for all the murders and missing totally the giant bug looming over them. That's gonna kill them.
They could have been in the movie as cannon fodder, you know, to up the body count, but I
they
mean,
didn't need to be as integral to the plot as they
no
was, but they could have been like just there existing outside in their home and being like, get off me lawn and stuff, and like threatening the kids or teens or whatever, and then just once they start getting picked off one by one, the kids can be like, oh shit, they're actually going through on their threat. Fuck us, I guess. Not realizing this monster getting closer and closer to
what they could have done is that they could have gone with the plot I just described with teenagers, and had the hillbillies as side characters who appears, say, halfway through the film.
Yeah.
And they could have had, you know, these smaller baby bugs picking off the group, and you could think. They could have set it up like they get picked off by these smaller creatures one by one, and towards the end, like the last act, you get the reveal of this giant bug, the mama honcho bug, you know, and then you know, made it into a climactic battle between this group of teenagers and perhaps one or two of the hillbillies that survived or something. And
they like join forces.
Yeah.
For survival.
Yeah.
Because they don't hate each other in this version.
Yeah. I mean, we just came up with a way better plot for this film.
Like the alternative that you can use the hillbillies for is that you can unstereotype them and merge them with this obsessed research doctor, and have them be these hillbillies up in them hills living there because they have almost a worshipping fascination and relationship and study of this bug, and have them be a problem for the kids for that reason, because once they want to start defending themselves, no, we have studied this thing for a generation. Fuck off. Let us marvel in its glory. Kind of stuff.
And another problem I had with the film was that there are characters like that cryptozoologist or whatever it's called that appears.
Yeah.
He doesn't, you know, he doesn't have any purpose whatsoever in the film. Whatsoever. Like, he doesn't give us any information whatsoever what this bug is. He just turns up and just to fill out running time, basically.
He only is there to give us small details about what it is. That it's an animal that arrives every 1,000 years and it takes time and only one has been recorded. Like, okay, we could have found that out any other way than have you as a character.
Yeah, he's basically a walking, talking exposition dump. But he doesn't really give that much exposition.
Yeah, for the exposition role he has been given, he's very shit at it.
Yeah, no, I mean, this movie had potential to be a really cool low budget sci-fi horror movie, but it really shat the bed. The only good thing about this film is the creature design and the fact that they didn't use tons of CGI. When you're watching the film, it feels like the bug is really there with the actors.
Yeah.
And sure, there is some of the effects looks a bit hokey. It looks a bit plasticky and
it adds to the
such,
charm
but,
of the creature itself, I think.
Yeah.
Despite what time it was made.
I mean, if this movie was made back in the 50s or 60s, I think I would have liked it more, because then there would have been more of a cheesy tone to the entire thing.
Yeah.
But it's made in 2011, and yeah, sure, I can understand that they had budget restrictions, and it probably was a passion project for the director slash writer
Kenneth Cran.
Yeah, Kenneth Cran.
He both wrote and directed the movie.
Yeah, but I mean, it was really a slog to get through this one. And the thing was that I sat down to watch it after I came home from work, so I was really tired, and sitting through this one was a test of my patience. And I mean, you of all people should know that I usually try to find good things with all the movies I watch, and yeah, sure, I like the monster, but that doesn't really save the movie from being a complete crap fest.
Yeah. Like, something else I want to mention about the movie before it blows out of my mind is the sounds they use for the giant bug. I think it fit really well with it. And they did a very good job. I don't think I can replicate them or...
You mean the roaring and everything?
The roaring and the sound it made when it shot out this tentacle thing from its nose.
Yeah.
It made a certain sound as well.
I didn't think about that, but
it made this like higher pitch noise kind of a thing. And that was associated directly with it shooting out its, and it sounds weird, its nose tentacle with a spike on the end. And yeah, I really do like the sound effects they used for the monster as well as the design.
Yeah.
And it looks so cool on the poster. It's so goddamn deceiving.
Yeah, well, that's why that was the reason I wanted to cover this one. Because of the poster. The poster really, catch my...
It makes me want to like the movie.
The poster really catched my eye. That's why I wanted to cover this one. But man,
that's a poster you can imagine having on your wall and talking about, like, yeah, that's the Millennium Bug. I really like this movie. That's why I have a poster on it. But now you can just, man, that's a really cool poster. That's why I have it. The movie is shit, but I have it.
Yeah. No, I mean, this... I really don't know what else to say about this movie.
Well, it looked like the actors were having a good time.
Yeah, sure, but I didn't have... I didn't have a good time watching this.
Well, that wasn't part of the equation.
But to be honest, if we had watched it together, do you think it would have, made the movie... I think
would have made it more enjoyable.
Yeah, more enjoyable, yeah.
I think it's a home sweet home situation there as well, where this movie might be shit, but watching it in the right company can make it more enjoyable. Because then you can, like, talk about all
Yeah,
like,
you
what's
can
with these
comment on how
hillbillies or-
fucking stupid the entire movie is, how bad
And-
everything looks, and
how badass the monster looks and the sound
Yeah.
effects and how stupid all
but
the characters are.
some of the gore effects was really good as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like when the guy gets shot in the face, or when
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
grandma
wa-
gets cleaved in the head.
yeah, those effects were really fucking good.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, sure, they looked. You could see that they were, makeup and effects.
Yeah.
But still, for this movie, it was really good.
For this movie that looks altogether like a budget movie, they look well.
Mm. It feels like they threw the entire budget on just the effects and had the scripts as an excuse to show off the
And that
effects.
giant bug.
Yeah.
They spent all the effects on making it look cool as fuck. And yeah.
But one thing that I actually got a bit surprised by was that, and this is a spoiler for those who haven't seen the movie, and you shouldn't really watch this movie. No one survives. Everyone dies.
Yeah, you really thought that there were gonna be a final girl, but at the top of my head, I didn't really think there would be, because when they finally managed to kill the big beast, all I could think about, what about the babies? We had a whole side plot about the babies.
Yeah, well,
What about
I realized that how the movie was gonna end with her,
Yeah.
with her
Because-
falling down the pit with the baby bugs.
That I didn't expect. I thought they were
realized
gonna
that-
crawl out.
Yeah, well, I realized that when she blew up the mother bug. But before that, like during the last act of the film, I thought the stepmother and the daughter would,
Yeah. I
survive the
thought
film.
it was gonna be a duo
yeah.
kind of situation.
I was
But-
pretty sure about that, and then the movie turned everything upside down.
By the way, I do like the effects they had on the woman that was at the end that was saying "Help me" as she was getting eaten
yeah.
alive.
Yeah,
But another way they could have done it in order to ramp up the expectations, where they could have had the girl walk all the way to the car, and you were like, oh, so she avoided the death pit and whatnot, only to have the bugs there as they had followed her or one way or another.
yeah.
And then-
They turn up at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. As you think she's getting away. But yeah, I really like the effects on the lady, so that part
I
is
liked
forgiven.
most of the effects, and I really liked the design and the effects of.
It's
the
just the plot
bugs.
and the acting in some regards.
Yeah,
that
well,
were
the
lacking.
pity thing with everything is that it's in this film.
Yeah.
I mean, if this creature had been in a better movie, I think I would have loved it.
Yeah.
But this,
Definitely.
this movie is fucking terrible.
Because this big bug monster creature could have been so cool if it was, or so much better if it was in another movie.
Yeah,
Which is really unfortunate.
it really is. But
But I also feel like this
Yeah,
this movie is certainly a movie that you either love it or hate it, because I can see some people liking this movie.
yeah. Like
It's
we
a weird
said, if we had watched it together, I think we would have had fun with it, even though it's a shitty movie.
Yeah.
But watching it alone at 3:30 in the morning after a 9-hour working shift.
Yeah.
It was a test of my patience.
Yeah. So despite how much we rag on this movie, I think that if down the line, I think we can watch it together. Just for the sake of watching it and see how the experience differ.
Yeah, we could do it later down the road. Perhaps we could do a mini-sode or something on it, just the two of us. But
to see how different the experience of watching it alone and watching it together is.
Yeah, but as of now, I'm not. I'm not
That's
running.
in the distant future.
I'm not running my legs off to rewatch this anytime soon. That's for fucking sure.
If I'm gonna rewatch it anytime soon, it is for the bug and the bug scenes only.
Yeah, that's the only reason I would rewatch this.
Just to say this, because it bothered me as it happened. The guy set up the dynamite and then climbs up high. The bug is ginormous. Why would you get it? Why would you get in his face level while the others it had to look down to find?
Yeah, I really didn't understand that either.
What
made no
he
sense.
should have done is hidden in a corner or something in maybe another building and see as it happened.
Well, by the way, one other thing that was really good with the film was the destruction the bug did. That was actually pretty impressive as well.
Like the houses, the everything else, the well, and it just added to the might, power, and
I thought it just added to the fact that you get the feeling that this creature was there with the actors.
Yeah.
It was...
it's mighty, it's powerful, and you can't stop it.
It wasn't, a CGI effect that destroys CGI objects.
Yeah. It was a bug eating a house.
Destroying a house. And it worked really well into making you feel like the characters, once the bug is out, is truly never safe. Because no matter where they go, the bug will always be a threat. Yeah.
Because it can just walk through a house like it's nothing, like a whole stone building. Like it's not even there. And because they did it without CGI, as said, it made it feel like it was there and an actual threat to the characters.
But I mean, I don't know if there's anything else to say about this film, if you want to call it that. It's really bad. It got good things in it, but
altogether.
Overall, it's a really bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
Very unfortunate. So this is kind of like a mix-up between a mini-sode and a regular episode.
Yeah, we might do a mini-sode later down the line. We'll see what we'll do. But should we perhaps rate it?
Let's. Since you went first last time, I'm gonna go first this time.
Yes.
And I don't know if this is a rating of the overall movie, but I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 because of how impressed I was with the rest of the budget you had seen up until that point. The bug was all the more impressive. And just the good gore effects they had. That they added.
Yeah.
And that's what hikes up the rating.
Well, that's fair. To be completely honest, It's
hard. I know.
This is really hard. This is really hard. If I'm just gonna take the creature design, the effects and everything into consideration, just that, I would say that it's a 5. But since you can't really do a movie without a script and actors, and all of that is really terrible, with the in-studio locations and everything. I guess they were in the studio or something. Because it looks like that. And with all of the fucking green screens and everything. I mean, I really... If I take everything into consideration, I really have to stretch myself to a 3.
Because, I can get behind that.
Yeah, but I mean, if I had watched this together with you, I would have probably given it a 4. But
yeah,
I was watching it alone late at night after my work shift. And I was really tired, and I just wanted the movie to end. So, yeah, a 3 from me. As of now. If we do a mini, so we might change our ratings, but as of now.
Yeah. As of right now, it is what it is.
Yeah. And, on the Black Christmas episode, I was an asshole and forgot to check up background for this one, so I asked you again to look into it. Did you find anything? I did a quick search on this one last night, but I was so fucking tired, so I had to go to bed. But I couldn't really find anything. Did you manage to dig up anything?
It was a hard time finding anything. Especially considering, as I mentioned to you before the recording, the title of the movie, The Millennium Bug, ties very much into the Y2K hysteria of the shift in millennium. And that is a whole different rabbit hole. And the second you try and look up anything about this movie, that is what you're gonna get, not the movie. But I did manage to get at the bottom of the barrel. I find something. Bill Brinsfield, the actor of Uncle Hibby, the creepy dude with the mustache.
Yeah.
He was in the movie Top Dog. I don't know if you are...
well, what did you say the actor's name was?
Bill Brinsfield.
Says Trek Lone Man on IMDb.
It is Uncle Hibby as Trek Lone Man.
Oh,
but it also say Bill Brinsfield.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Who passed away 2013, I think. And the actor Jan Charles Meyer has been in a lot of different things. He has been a very active actor. He has, for example, I don't know where he did it, but he played Jesus in something. And that is the one that was going to marry the teenager.
Yeah. I know which one you mean.
And I think what he would be most known for, or rather the thing that is most known of what I've seen of his work, is that he also starred in the TV series Lucifer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Must have had a minor
cameo.
Role or cameo or something.
Yeah, I don't think he was in that many episodes. And I think he also was a side star in a series called Marley and Me, which is, I think, back in the day, more of a thing. I don't know if it is or not. But, yeah. And I think this is really gonna grind your gears.
Okay.
You know how much you liked Black Christmas, which was nominated for 2 awards and got none?
Yeah.
This one got 2.
Are you fucking kidding me?
In Dragon Con Independent Film Festival, it won the Best Feature and the Best
Are you
Feature
fucking
Film.
kidding me?
No. It won Best Feature and Best Feature Film.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not. I wish I was.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
I knew that was the reaction.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
Indeed.
just wow.
Yeah, I don't think it was a very well-known film festival. It is more for those smaller movies. So it wasn't like the Scream Awards or anything of that size.
Yeah. Well, I mean, good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah. Good for them. That doesn't mean that I will like the movie anymore.
What? What do you mean? But yeah, that is what I was able to dig up.
Yeah, well, it's not a very well-known movie, so I'm not surprised.
No, it is very, very out there.
It's a bit obscure.
Oh, yes.
Yes, this was the last episode of the year of 2023.
Yes.
We are going to play out with a Swedish pop song from, I think it came out around 1999.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, it must have been 1999. And it's called Markoolio Millennium 2.
Yes, a song about the shift in millenniums.
Yes. So, if you don't understand Swedish, just, I don't know, go with the flow.
Yeah. But, as always, I wish you a happy New Year's. And hopefully the next year will be better.
Will be better. I hope we will be more consistent, because the first 6 months I think we released 2 episodes or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I
That
said,
is our New Year's promise as a podcast, that we will try to be more consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. But yes, thanks for listening, and thanks for sticking with us this year, even though we have been not very active. And we'll see you in the first episode of next year. Happy New Year's, everyone, and have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Millennium 2, du är så på. Vi alla längtar så. Millennium 2, och vad ska hända då? Millennium 2, du är så på. Vi alla längtar så. Millennium 2, och vad ska hända då? Vad ska jag göra? Var ska jag vara? År 2000 kommer men vet inte vart jag ska. Kostymen är köpt och allt är klart för fest. Men vilken är bäst och vilken party är mest? Jag har byggt och hamrat på en jätteraket som ska synas överallt som en stor fet komet. Ångest och längtan, dela mitt sinne. Kan ingen hjälpa denna arma finne? Millennium 2, du är så på. Vi alla längtar så. Millennium 2, och vad ska hända då? Vad satte klockan? Jag är uppklädd och vit, full som ett svin. Har bytt min face med en partkniv. Irar runt från öst till väst, men verkar inte innan en enda fest. Klockan tickar, jag har ont och tid. Börjar flippa, jag är paranoid. Dagen efter vaknar på mitt golv. Fan, jag somnade innan klockan slog 12. Millennium 2, du är